Okay, this is for multi-exit discriminator. We have multiple exit from autonomous system 20. Now, from autonomous system 20, autonomous system 10 is learning 4.4.4.4 via multiple exit. One is router 2, another one is router 3. Now, let's see how to tune MED to achieve the path that we want. I have a notepad here. I already finished configuring router 1. This is the configuration for router 2. And the router 2 has got two physical interface. One is facing the WAN, facing the autonomous system 10, in which we don't run OSPF, and another interface G00 IP OSPF 1 area 0 and write to memory. So let's finish BGP also, because we are just checking the attribute. No, we know BGP very well by now. So we say router BGP 20, and I got a eBGP neighbor which is 12 12 12 1. Remote AS is 10, and I got two IBGP neighbors. Neighbor, so let's say let me use the physical interface. 10 234.234.4 remote AS 20, neighbor 10 234.234.3 remote AS 20, and to these neighbors for next hop is self, same next hop self. Done. So we got two IBGP, one ABGP. It's done. And we have IP addresses. Any mistake I have done? Do you see any mistakes here? No, right? Okay. Why? There is no need for route reflector. We don't have the switch. The switch is not running. The switch is not running any BGP. If switch is running BGP, then we would have put a route reflector there. Right, so we put this on router 2. Okay, I need to even put host name here. This is what? Oh, how silly mistake I can make, you see. Config T. All right, so we got OSPF, we got IP address, we got BGP in place on router 2. Similarly, we need to configure router 3. And this is going to have 13. And this will be 3 here. and this is 13, and this is going to be 2 here. That's all. We don't advertise any network from here. This is on router 3. Now, one more router to go. You have anything to correct? Did I make any mistake? Okay, 4.4.4.4 and this one I really don't want to run BGP. So OSPF there. We are going to advertise using BGP. So leave OSPF from there. In fact, OSPF is not needed in autonomous system 20 in this scenario. Anyhow, I started using it. It is okay. Let it be there. But I'm not going to run on loopback here. I want BGP to take control. And G00, I don't have G001. I got only G00 and this is 4. Alright. And we have only one neighbor. No, we have 2 IBGP neighbors. There is no eBGP. And that will be 1 and 1. And we are advertising the network copy and put it on router 4. On the switch in the middle, we don't do any configuration. All right. Router 4. Okay. Okay, 2 and 3, right? Okay. Either I should change this address to 1 or okay. I understand. I have made that mistake on router 3 also. Let me see router 3. I have put 1. Okay. Only on one router I made mistake. Okay, no problem. That can be easily fixed. So what I need to do is no neighbor this and then neighbor 3. That's it. I appreciate it. Good job. Router 4. Okay, I'm expecting 2 neighbors. Show IP BGP summary. Okay, we got 2 neighbors. All right, now going to router 1. Show IP BGP summary. No BGP. Let's configure BGP. Router BGP 10. Neighbor 12. 2. Remote AS is 20. Neighbor 13. 3. Remote AS 20. Network done. All right, so what is next is the final topic that we are in. The topic is MED. We are going to check MED. I'm on router 1 right now. Show IP BGP. I can see only one network which I locally advertise. I'm not seeing 4444. Why? Okay, let's see. I have advertised. So something is, maybe it takes time. Let's check. I'll go to router 2 and check first. Yeah, here we are learning 4444. We are learning 4444. And what about router 3? Also here we are learning 4444. But I'm unable to see that in R1. I'm not seeing in R1. Maybe it might have come now. Yeah, it has come now. Okay. Listen. The current path is via router 2 that you can see there. You can also see in the routing table. You see, to reach 4444, it is going to 12, 12, 12, 2. So when I ping it definitely goes via router 2 that you can trace route and see. All right, when you trace route you will see that, but the provider don't like this. Assume that autonomous system 20 is a provider. Provider don't like you entering via router 2. He wants to grant you access via router 3. Yeah. Assume that you are the provider, you also have control over router 1. You also have control over router 1, and you see that there is a tie in everything. Now you decided to use MED to configure. You don't want to put any attribute on customer router. You want to put it on R3 and R2. So it goes to router 2 and then goes to router 4. Let's see how to set MED. Right, I'm going to go to router 2 and increase the MED. How do we do that? Write prefix list or access list matching 4444. So I'm going to say access list 10 permit ///4 or host //4 because it is 32 mask. I can use host. If you don't use host, what you should do, you should put the wildcard mask. Better use host keyword. Either you do like this or you put host. Okay, I have written access list, route map. MED, just a name, okay, for MED. Match IP address 10, set MED. You see, you have only metric. That is what MED is actually. Set metric, and I'm going to give the default is 0, and it is well-known mandatory attribute. At least that 0 should be advertised. Those things we learnt. Now I'm going to say set MED 10. So that router 1 won't use router 2. And now I go under router BGP 20 and I say Oh, okay. Wait a minute. I need to create another route map. Just for the other, in case of other networks. In our case, we don't have other networks, just good practice. Router BGP 20, neighbor 12, 12, 12, 1. Use the route map when you advertise to this 12, 12, 12, 1. Use this route map. Should I say out or in? Out. We are sending the MED out. Okay. Now, whenever you do some changes to attribute, what do you need to do? Refresh. All right. Now, you are not going to see this anywhere in router 2 or router 3, show IP BGP. You don't see that MED that you set here, but it will reflect on 1. Go to router 1 and check. Show IP BGP. You can see now here, look at this. Because the MED is 10, it is no more willing to go via router 2. It has switched its path via 3. So now you trace route and see it goes via 3. But remember, this will be an influencer only if the above attributes are tied. The attributes like weight, local preference, local origin, AS path, origin type. Only when all these 5 are a tie, this can become an influencer. Otherwise, this cannot. Whatever you configure is no use if router 1 has got weight configured, or router 1 has got AS path configured, or something like that, a local preference or something like that. See, it goes via router 3 now. Okay, it goes to router 4. So this is the only attribute that influences the next autonomous system. This is an inbound for ISP. Yeah, the attribute that influences the inbound for ISP. For a customer, it is outbound, but you did not do any configuration on the customer side to achieve this. So we don't talk about that. But the impact is made on customer's router. Do you have any question? Failover is nothing. You see, if router 3 stops advertising, automatically this will disappear from the BGP table and this will be used. Simple. Let me show you that. I go to router 3 and router BGP 20 and I say neighbor 13, 13, 13, 1 shut down. I'm shutting down router 3 neighborship. So router 3 is no more going to advertise. As a result, router 1 will automatically switch. It automatically switches to the only hop which is available is router 2. It will go via router 2 now. There is no IPSLA needed here. It's taken care by BGP updates. Now when router 3 comes back, again it will go back to router 3. The reason is router 2 has got MED of 10. Now this type of solutions are better than going with IPSLA. But for that you need to have BGP running in the edges. Now, let's finish this. Wait. Now, I'm going to go to router 3 and say no shutdown. And now you will see the switching happens from router 2 to router 3, back to router 3. Go back to router 1 and check that. Show BGP. And here you see router 3 is the best now. So it goes to router 3. Okay, tell me, what did you say, Anbu? MED is used only when you have multiple connections to ISP. See, autonomous system 10 has got dual home. That is nothing but multiple connection to same ISP, not to two different ISP. This two wire that is going from router 1, it is not connected to two separate ISP, to the same ISP. This is the scenario where you need it. Otherwise, it's not going to work. Look at this, two conditions. One, you need to have two connections. Second one, there should be a tie in all the above attributes. Otherwise, if you talk about MED during the discussion time, those people who knows BGP very well, they will immediately label you, this guy is simply talking that he knows BGP, but he really don't know BGP. So they may not say you outside, but they will keep in your mind, okay, this fellow is talking about MED after seeing the scenario. Scenario shows very clearly multi-home. But he is talking about MED, which is needed only when we have dual home, two connections to same upstream. Then they will think, okay, this guy knows BGP, but not really in depth. Yep. So we need to be very, very clear when we say a solution. When we give a solution for a problem, we need to fully understand, and only when you know the real solution, we should talk. Because everyone is expected to talk, I will never talk. I'll never talk. If I don't know, because everyone is expected to talk, we should not talk. Then it will become more worse. Our image will get spoiled more badly. Yep. So now when to use MED and when to give this as a solution. Any question?
Sir, in real world, two ISPs will be there in same. Yes.
Yeah, but I have also seen some customers having two connections to one ISP. It is because ISP want to give for redundancy, so that you won't keep calling the ISP when one connection goes down. I've seen this also. Okay, so this multi-exit discriminator, many people don't know how it works, and those people who know, they also do not know in depth. So just to show that they know, they will talk and then they will get caught. To people like technical people who knows the matters. Yeah. See, this is something very less used. See, two things should match. One is tie on the above attribute. Secondly, you should have dual homing, not multi-homing. Only then this comes into picture. So don't think too much about MED as a solution in production. Look for another attribute that may solve the problem. I've seen some people, they will go for an interview. They know a lot of things. Instead of revising that, recalling that, their mind will be full of topic which they have never gone through. ஓ! அதையே கேட்டுருவானோ! அதை தான் கேட்பான். போனா அவன் எதையோ கேட்பான். ஈஸியா தெரிஞ்சு தான் கேட்பான். ஆனா இவனுக்கு எப்படி புரியும்னா, அதுதான் கேட்குறான் அவன். அப்படின்னு சொதப்பிட்டு வருவாங்க நெறைய பேர். அந்த மாதிரி இருக்கிறவங்க தான் நெறைய பேர் இருக்கிறாங்க. இன்டர்வியூ போகிறவங்களாம். நல்லா தெரிஞ்சது தான் கேட்பான் அவன். ஆனா இவங்களுக்கு என்ன? அது எட்டவே எட்டாது. நமக்கு தெரிஞ்சது தான் அவன் கேட்குறான்றதே அந்த மண்டையில எட்டாது. அவன் மண்டை ஃபுல்லா ஐயோ! நம்ம இதெல்லாம் பார்க்கல. இதில தான் கேட்குறான். இதில தான் கேட்குறான் அவன். அப்படின்னே சொதப்பிட்டு வருவாங்க. அப்புறம் வர வழியில பஸ்லயோ, ஜீப்லயோ, ஆட்டோலயோ வரும்போது, "அதா கேட்டான் அவன். அடாடாடா!" அப்படின்னு நிப்பாங்க. அவங்களுக்குள்ளே பேசிப்பாங்க. பாவம். நிமான்ஸ் கூட கொஞ்சம் தூரமா இருக்குது. ஃபைன். We will finish this attribute topic tomorrow. Few more things, but again, other things are automatic. We'll talk about this and then we will get into community. Any question before I close?